Get your day started the right way with Good Day Tampa Bay.
This is not the environment that our kids should have, much less having the chance that they could die on the streets of Tampa.
A mother pleads for the violence to stop after her son died during the Ybor City mass shooting. This morning, the new charges for someone accused and the changes coming to that entertainment district.
I fell right to the pavement, and he just left me there, took my keys, and ran. I was pretty petrified.
Attacked in the parking lot of Publix, a thief tried to take off with her car, but an Army veteran wasn't about to let that happen. Hear from him and the grateful woman he protected.
The noise takes the focus away from the students.
The scandal surrounding the Florida GOP leader and his wife is now prompting calls for both of them to leave their high-profile jobs, while some say Bridget Ziegler should step down from the school board. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 5 o'clock hour of Good Day Tampa Bay on this Thursday. I'm Walter Allen.
And I'm Elise Zwick in for Jen Epstein this morning. Davo, they say it's cold out there. I don't know.
30s and 40s.
Did you not step outside today?
Well, I did. You know what? I did step outside. I wasn't cold.
You teleported
She
yourself.
beamed here, so she doesn't know what it's like outside.
I did tell Dave I didn't think it was cold when I got outside.
Well, listen, okay, if you are a true Floridian and you're from, yes, this is cold. This is cold. I get it. If you're from the north, okay, this is chilly for you. I get it. But everyone's wearing jackets today. That I do know. 30s and 40s. Crystal River to Brooksville, mid-30s. Brandon at 40. I got 40 degrees over in the Plant City area. 46 in Tampa. Upper 40s for Bradenton and Sarasota. Beautiful day coming at us. Mostly sunny skies. And we're going to warm it up very quickly. So we're ultimately, even though we're starting in the 30s and 40s, going to touch that 70-degree mark this afternoon. Not quite as chilly tonight. We'll go, say, low 50s to the north, upper 50s in the Tampa area. And then tomorrow, a little bit more cloud cover, but warmer with highs in the upper 70s.
All right, Dave, thank you. 5:02 is our time, and we'll get you out to the roadways right now for a look at traffic. This is 275 at the northwest area of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. That was all closed throughout the evening. You can see the lanes are still blocked here because of a crash. So just give yourself some extra time around that area, not causing a major delay, but just be aware of that. And here's a look at I-4 at McIntosh Road, or east of McIntosh Road. No issues to report there. You can see things are moving along just fine. Up to Pasco and Hernando counties, a lot of green at this early hour. 75 to and from Wesley Chapel looks good. 41's in good shape. US 19, State Road 52 and 56, also a nice ride for you. And continuing further south, it looks like there might be an issue popping up on the vets. I'll take a look at that and let you know what's going on there. Otherwise, things are moving along just fine. And a look at your Polk majors. No issues there, just the usual construction at this time at 5:03. Well, developing this morning, a 14-year-old is now facing upgraded charges for his alleged role in the deadly Ybor City shooting 2 months ago. Since then, Tampa police have stepped up safety efforts in that entertainment district, and today they're expected to give an update. Fox 13's Kelly Cowan joining us live. And Kelly, Ybor has been popular for decades, but recent growing violence has rattled folks. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Yeah, Tampa police have been asked to study the crime patterns as well as their new enforcement efforts over the last 6 weeks.
And they've only found one, huh?
They've found two. Two are behind bars.
Oh, okay, two. Thank you. All right, Kelly Cowan, live for us this morning. We'll talk to you later on. Thanks. Well, the Republican Party of Sarasota County has joined the calls for Christian Ziegler to resign from his leadership roles in the Republican Party. And others are also calling on his wife to resign from the Sarasota County School Board. Bridget Ziegler is not under criminal investigation, but her husband, who is not charged, is facing an allegation of sexual assault. His accuser told Sarasota police she arranged to have sex with both Zieglers, but only Christian showed up against the woman's objection. Bridget admitted to the officers they had a similar encounter a year ago, and those calling for her resignation say it's adding noise to a board that should be focused on students.
The hypocrisy and the lack of integrity around public policy that this woman has demonstrated along with her husband, and frankly the legislature passing these bills. I think people really need to understand that this was to create a mistrust around public education.
A group called Support Our Schools is among the growing number calling for her resignation. It plans to hold a rally before the next school board meeting on Tuesday. It's also the last meeting of the year. Bridget has not responded to requests for comment. According to the Herald Tribune, she has, however, resigned from her role at the Conservative Leadership Institute.
Tampa man accused of killing another man during a fight over his sister will spend 30 years behind bars. Malik Maynard was found guilty in August of killing Jaleem Harris in 2020. It happened along North 53rd Street in Tampa, During his sentencing Wednesday, Maynard told the court he regrets the shooting. Victim's mother urged the judge to give him a long sentence because the deadly shot happened when her son was already disabled.
You don't encourage his nonsense because this isn't a trophy. This isn't right. That last shot, I'm asking you to punish him for that last shot.
Maynard was also found guilty of felony possession of a firearm. He was sentenced to 15 years for that count. Both sentences will run concurrently.
In Hillsborough, 2 men stepped up to help a 65-year-old woman who was under attack outside of a Publix in Riverview. In this video, you can see a man knock her to the ground in the parking lot. Then the Good Samaritans swarm him. Billy Richard says she was thankful she was able to walk away with just some scrapes and some bruises.
What's even more shocking to this, she just got done from her bell-ringing shift as a Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign, was walking to her car when she says the men attacked her. Fox 13's Jordan Bowen spoke with the victim and the Good Samaritan about the attack. She says she can't thank him enough and encourages people to be extra vigilant of your surrounding. As for the suspect, Robert Moore, he faces battery charges and currently remains in the Hillsborough County Jail. Did you throw an extra blanket on the bed overnight? It is, you've heard from other people.
Yeah.
We can tell you, it is cold outside.
I haven't experienced it, though, because I haven't been outside, apparently. And, of course, we're not the only ones feeling it. What can I say? Just ahead, the efforts to save some cold-stunned turtles, how they're recouping and regrouping right here in the Bay Area.
Sorry, I couldn't let it slide.
The turtles in me. It's the turtles in me, Dave.
We've got, what, mid-40s in Tampa as we speak, some 30s in our northern counties. A big turnaround today, though. As soon as that sun comes up, dry air, more of a northeast to east wind. So we're going to go back up to right around that 70-degree mark for your high temperature this afternoon under mostly sunny skies.
Fox 13 News is sponsored by Optimum Healthcare Medicare Advantage Plans.
We are seeing a rescue mission here inside these banana boxes, endangered Kemp's Ridley sea turtles. They got sick in the icy waters off of New England, and 52 of them were brought to Florida. 16 are rehabbing at Clearwater Marine Aquarium.
The water is warmer there for sure. They suffer from a condition called cold stun.
That's where their circulatory systems slow down and the turtles can't swim or function properly. Wow, the turtles got their blood drawn as soon as they arrived at CMA. They will continue rehabbing at the aquarium where guests can visit and watch their journey. Eventually, the turtles will be returned to their natural habitat. The aquarium says it's rewarding to work with these animals and to work with partners to protect the endangered species.
So our hope is that they make a pretty quick recovery and that they'll get released, and we actually travel back to the East Coast when we release them so that they're in the same body of water.
Well, the other turtles went to Moat Marine in Sarasota and the Florida Aquarium in Tampa and the Loggerhead Marine Life Center in Jupiter. So, Dave, pretty cold waters there for those turtles.
Oh, I know. But you know, when they get in the water back on the east coast of our state, that's what I'm assuming by what she said, right? Yeah. The east coast of our state, they're not going to want to go back north.
No. Yeah, they're like, I'm good.
We'll just, listen, we'll just stay down here for a bit. Oh. Anyway, well, that's some good, I'd like to see that. Hope they recover 100%. 5:16, look at the last 18 hours. We only made it to the upper 60s yesterday, then it went straight downhill to where we are now, which is at 46 degrees. Believe it or not, in Tampa, 46, 43 in Wesley Chapel. We've got the 30s, the mid-30s from Brooksville up into the Crystal River area, mid-40s for Leesburg to Lakeland, upper 40s for around the Bartow area. So the majority of us are starting in the 40s, a couple of spots in the 30s. But you know, it's going to warm up just as fast as it cooled off. That's what this drier air is going to do for us once that sun comes up. We're anywhere from about 10 to 15 degrees in general, cooler than we were yesterday, and a whole heck of a lot drier. Now, the air stays dry, but the humidity will go back up. You'll start to feel it on Saturday. More of a moderate humidity setup for us on Saturday, okay? So we're not going to go up to dew points near 70, but we're going to get rid of this drier air in the next couple of days. Look at the southeast. I mean, there is nothing. I'm okay with that, but there's nothing going on other than this subtropical jet stream, which carries the high clouds across the state. That's it. So it's going to be a very quiet day around here. And looking ahead, today we'll stop at about 70 degrees for a high temperature. Tomorrow, we're going to get into the upper 70s, and then on Saturday, warmest day, will be in the lower 80s. So, I mean, we're going to go from the 60s yesterday right back to the lower 80s for highs. Here's your cold front, gathering some strength and moisture as it starts to slide eastward about Sunday morning at 5 o'clock. You can see where it is. So it may take all of Sunday to get some rain or some rumbles of thunder here, and we may not experience that until Sunday evening. So you'll want to pay attention real close on Sunday if you have any outdoor activities, just to see when this line of rain is going to come through. Now, the computer models themselves, they're throwing out a little less than an inch of a rain total over the next 7 days, say from 4/10 of an inch to 8/10 of an inch. No, it's not drought busting rain, folks, but December, we'll take anything that we can get. And again, that'll be Sunday evening-ish time, but we'll fine-tune that either way, okay? 70 degrees for you, mostly sunny, this cold start, but a very pleasant finish. That's what it is. Up north, when it's cold, it just stays cold for a couple of months. Here, it's, it gets warm in the afternoon. Chilly tonight, 58 degrees for a low, and then tomorrow, we're back to 77. So what a big warm-up from where we are this morning to go to 77 tomorrow. Then we're looking at lower 80s for Saturday. There's that shower chance on Sunday. Again, late in the day, though. Sunday morning, fine. Early afternoon, fine. Late in the day. Then we're back to 66 on Monday for a high temperature.
All right, Dave, thank you. Prices for flights are surging. I don't have to tell you, right? As travelers scramble to lock down holiday plans, the travel app Hopper says prices have already increased by 9% last week. 9%? 9%. Steeper rise compared to previous years. Domestic round-trip flights between December 26th and the 30th cost an average of $357, 3% more than last year. However, international flights, believe it or not, they're trending down. Average round-trip flight to Europe, that decreased by 18%. Price isn't the only concern as you head to the skies. Fox's Garrett Tenney has more on what's being done to keep passengers safe by addressing the topic of pilot mental health. All right, still ahead in our next half hour, new insight into a campus attack in Las Vegas at UNLV. New details from police and students coming up next. And, the stories this centenarian could tell. One of the most timely, his narrow escape during the attack on Pearl Harbor. 82 years after this surprise strike. He recalls the scenes still burned into memory. Be right back.
I didn't want to stay in this classroom. I wanted to just, run from it all, and I was just so scared.
Everyone's running, frantic, hysterical, and then hear, around 30 more gunshots, back and forth, pow, 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 pow.
The man suspected in the shooting deaths of 3 people at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas Wednesday was a professor who was turned down for a job at the school. That's according to a law enforcement official with direct knowledge of the incident. The gunman was killed in a shootout with law enforcement. He hasn't been identified, but we're previously told he previously worked at East Carolina University in North Carolina. The attack at UNLV sent shockwaves through a city that's still scarred by the 2017 mass shooting. That incident left 60 people dead.
Also in the top stories this morning, a Texas man killed his parents and 4 others, wounded 2 police officers in a day-long trail of violence. It stretched from San Antonio to Austin Tuesday morning and ended with the suspect, 34-year-old Shane James, crashing his car during a police pursuit. Authorities say James has a history of mental health problems and a prior arrest, charges of assaulting his relatives. His parents were in their 50s, and they were found dead in their home. The identities of the other 4 victims and the exact motive are not yet known. U.S. military has grounded all of its Osprey V-22 helicopters. This comes 1 week after 8 Air Force Special Operations Service members died in an Osprey crash off the coast of Japan. Air Force, Navy, Marines, they all use this type of aircraft. They took the extraordinary step of grounding the fleet after a preliminary investigation into last week's crash indicated that it was equipment failure, not human error, that likely caused it. Crash raised new questions about the safety of this aircraft, which has been involved in several deadly accidents during its relatively short term in service.
Well, former President Donald Trump is expected to return to his New York fraud trial as testimony nears an end. Prosecutors claim that Trump organized executives lied about assets in order to secure business deals. If the prosecution prevails, Trump could be blocked from doing business in his native state. The former president has denied all wrongdoing. He's expected to take the stand on Monday for a second time. It's not clear when the testimony will wrap up, but it is expected before Christmas. Closing arguments are scheduled for January. And in Nevada, a grand jury has indicted 6 Republicans accused of falsely submitting certificates to Congress, declaring former President Donald Trump won the 2020 election. Among the fake electors is the state's GOP chairman. The group faces penalties that range from 1 year up to either 4 or 5 years in prison. Both Michigan and Georgia have also charged alternate electors who tried to submit false documents about the outcome of the election. Well, overseas now, Russian lawmakers have set the date for the 2024 presidential election. It's set for March 17th. Vladimir Putin hasn't announced his intention to run again, but he's expected to do so in the coming days. If elected, this would be Putin's 5th term in office. He is eligible to seek 2 more 6-year terms after his current one expires next year.
82 years ago today, a date that will live in infamy, the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. Nearly 2,400 U.S. service members and civilians were killed. It ushered America into World War II, and among the first to know about the attack was a man who lives right here in our area. He's 107 years old.
Yeah, and he tells Fox 13's Lloyd Sowers about an urgent call from Pearl Harbor and a narrow escape that nearly sank his ship. Bill will celebrate his 107th birthday on December 17th, and it's pretty incredible hearing the story right from him. It's 5:30. Stay with us.
Happy holidays from everyone at Fox 13.
Happy Hanukkah from Fox 13.
Get your day started the right way with Good Day Tampa Bay.
Welcome back, everybody. 5:33 on this Thursday, December 7th. I'm Walter Allen.
And I'm Elise Zwick. Dave, I've been told it's cold. I also felt that it was cold out there.
Yeah,
good morning.
You know
now
what?
she's remembering. Selective amnesia.
I'm okay once in a while to shake it up and get a little refreshing air out there. Listen, yeah. You get up in the Citrus and Hernando County, and we're in the 30s, a different kind of cold. So they're in the mid-30s up there. Most areas, though, are in the 40s. There are a couple of spots still left in the lower 50s along the coast. But in general, yeah, we're about 10, 15 degrees colder than we were yesterday at this time. However, the air is incredibly dry. Our winds are shifting now to more of an easterly direction or northeast. And that will allow for a lovely, lovely warm-up. So starting in the 30s and 40s, ultimately, though, touching right around 70 degrees in the middle of the afternoon. Enjoy. It's going to be a pretty day. We'll scour out the cold in a few hours. Okay, Elise?
All right, Dave, thank you. 5:34 is our time, and we'll get you out to the roadways right now. This is the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Lanes were blocked, or closed, rather, overnight, but you can see some lanes are still closed, but you can get through the rest area. We actually had Patrick from Skyfox. He was driving through this area, and he let me know that those lanes are now open, except for these 2 off to the side, so you can get through to that area. And here is a crash. There was a crash here at I-4 at West Memorial Boulevard. As you can see, our cameras are panning away from it because it's not causing a delay or a problem right now. We'll go to the rest of the roadways, though. We do have an accident out there on Eisenhower Boulevard, a crash at exit 3. And let's go to the rest of the roads where 75 in both directions is moving along just fine here. 41 in good shape. Some taps on the brakes northbound around Gibsonton, though. And a look at your Tampa majors. 75 in your vets, 275. Smooth sailing right now.
5:35 the time. Hanukkah begins at sundown today. It's usually a time of peace and light.
Yeah, but this year there's the specter of war hanging over it as Israel and Hamas continue the fighting. So, Matt, how will this holiday observances this year? We will talk to Fox's Matthew McClellan right now. He's there for the story. Matt, can you tell us what we need to know about this holiday?
Yeah, hey, Elise. So at ceremonies all across the area tonight, we will see the festivities kicking off at sundown, celebrating the first night of Hanukkah.
Of course, even more everyone bands together today on this Hanukkah. Thanks, Matt. Matthew McClellan reporting for us live.
In the top stories this morning at 5:37, a judge says the man accused of intentionally crashing into 2 Hillsborough County deputies last month is incompetent to stand trial. They were investigating a domestic violence call at a home in Brandon when Ralph Boozy crashed into them. His attorneys and family, they have said that Boozy has a history of mental illness, and it was a mental episode that prompted a relative to call the sheriff's office that day. After reviewing a doctor's report, the judge ordered Boozy to receive treatment at a state mental health facility. If the treatment is successful, he'll likely face trial. After 2.5 years on the run, a man accused of attempted murder is back in Hernando County. Investigators say Harry Sucrage was hiding out in South America. Leslie flew to Guyana soon after a brutal attack on another man in the summer of 2021. Last month, Sucrage went to the American Embassy in Guyana to get a passport, and when he flew to Miami, customs agents, they were waiting for him. He was transferred to the Hernando County Jail Tuesday and is being held without bond. Complaints over the Sunrunner bus service are down. That's according to the Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Galtieri. And it comes 2 months after the county started charging passengers. The fee was added after residents say homeless people were taking free rides to St. Pete Beach and causing problems. Sheriff says his office had 84 complaints from just one bus stop alone in September. 1 month after the fees were added, the number of complaints was down to only 2.
Well, McDonald's spin-off restaurant Cosmix is opening in Chicago. The new restaurant will be a small format concept, focusing heavily on drinks like coffee, iced tea, lemonade, and energy drinks. Cosmix is named after an alien character that appeared in the company's ads in the 80s and 90s. The fast food giant is set to open a small handful of Cosmix sites in 2024 as part of a general expansion of the chain. Cosmix.
One golden arch.
I like the logo.
Yeah, right. They've already lost their quarterback and their chance to play for a national championship.
Yeah, now another bummer for the Seminoles. The new challenge they're facing, all of that next.
And now, Fox 13 meteorologist Dave Osterberg with your Sky Tower radar forecast.
5:43 this Thursday morning, and yeah, the temperatures are going to jump out at you as advertised. The coldest morning we've had this week, but now that we're here, guess what? Now it warms up just as fast as it's cooled off. 38 in Ocala, 35 in Brooksville. It is 46 in Tampa, 44 in Lakeland. Most of us are in the 40s. You've got some 30s up in Citrus and Hernando County, and then a couple of spots right along the coast in the lower 50s. But in general, we're kind of sitting in the 40s. Dew point temperatures, which measure that surface moisture. Look at the 30s. So we've got some really, really dry air that has settled in. That north wind, that very strong wind we had yesterday, that's what brought all that cooler, drier air in. And you can see why with that north wind, high pressure right over Alabama, draining it in. But now high pressure is scooting toward the east. That's going to bring our winds out of the northeast to east. It's going to warm us back up. That drier air, those dew points in the 30s warm up very quickly. So mostly sunny today, and we're going to warm it up fast. But again, look where we're starting. We're starting in the mid-40s, folks. So yes, we'll warm it up fast and ultimately get up to about 69, maybe 70 degrees for a high temperature today. So technically, it's going to be a little bit warmer than it was yesterday afternoon, okay, even though we are starting off colder. So in general, not much is going to happen here over the next couple of days. It just gets warmer and warmer. We'll get to the upper 70s by Friday afternoon, lower 80s for Saturday. Then it comes your cold front. Now, this front itself, the computer models are pushing it back a little bit, maybe 8 to 10 hours. So instead of a early to mid-afternoon Sunday line of rain, it may not be till Sunday evening, okay, which is good, right? Gives you those outdoor activities, hopefully dry. But by Sunday at 5, we're going to be watching for potentially some rain to move in, some rumbles of thunder as well, and then the front itself moving through, say, midnight-ish Sunday night into early Monday. And look behind you. See this orange color? That is all dry air coming right back in again. So that's really our only rain chance, is that front coming through, and then it dries back out. So cold start, no doubt, but a nice pleasant finish. You'll be outside 3, 4 o'clock and go, hey, it's not too bad out here. High temperature near 70 degrees. Tonight will not be as cold, and one of the reasons is the cloud cover. So we're going to push some clouds in overnight, keeping us, it's like a little blanket. So we'll be in the 50s, most of us, and a few 40s. And then tomorrow, another fast warm up with variable clouds, getting us back to about 77 degrees for the high temperature. Northeast winds 10 to 15 knots for boaters today. Seas running 2 to 3 feet. As far as tides go, we got a high tide of 10:13 in St. Pete this morning. Your next 7. Again, showers, that won't be till late on Sunday, okay? So don't think that's going to be an all-day thing or even late in the day. Then we're back into the 60s, it looks like, for highs on Monday.
In sports this morning, it's been a week of milestones for the Lightning. On Monday, they celebrated the 1,000th career game for Victor Hedman. They honored the occasion with a win. Last night, the franchise celebrated the 33rd birthday. And look, a day over 21. 33rd year for the Lightning, and look at the cap the night off with a win, taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins at Amalie. All right. There are certain holiday shows and specials that you watch every year over and over.
Oh, yeah, already started. Well, it turns out 3 of those family favorites share something kind of cool in common. What that is when we come back. Plus, come on, knock on their door. The Three's Company star who's back in the spotlight. Next.
All right, coming up at 6, hunting iguanas, a bold new plan to get rid of the invasive reptiles in South Florida, and how much it's going to cost per year.
On Dinner Diaz, Jennifer Daskovich from the Devil Pig is here, and she's going to show us how to make lamb shakes. Not one way, not 2 ways, but 3 ways.
Today at 1 on Fox 13.
Here's something to hum about. Tickets for the Strawberry Festival. The headliners go on sale today. You can get them at 8 o'clock in the morning online at the festival website or at the Amscott main ticket office on Oak Avenue in Plant City. This year, there are nearly 20 concerts planned. 20. Foreigner, Black Eyed Peas, ZZ Top, Beach Boys, Commodores, just naming a few. You can also buy advanced admission tickets starting today. They run $10 for adults, $4 for kids, 6 to 12. 5 and under are free. Those prices will go up on opening day. Festival runs February 29th through March 10th. That'll do it for us at 5. Good day at 6. Starts right now.